Hey everybody, Gary here with Guitar Tricks, and in this video we're going to go over unison bends. So this is a really cool lead guitar technique where we can make two notes match by bending one of them up to the same exact sound as the other note. So for instance, if I take this note and I bend this one until it matches that one, then it's what we call a unison. So a unison is just two notes that are exactly the same. So by bending this one up to the sound of that one, we have a unison bend. So there's certain places on the fretboard where this works better than others, and I'm going to share with you just a few of my favorite places to play them. Before we get into the lesson, please go ahead and click subscribe so that you get all of the latest and greatest content from Guitar Tricks, and if you want to be notified of any new lesson, be sure to tap the bell. Okay, so I love to do these unison bends on the first two strings and the second two strings. So on 1 and 2 and 2 and 3, strings 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. So where it works really well is when we have a note on the high E string and then a note 3 frets up on the B string, like that one, because then this one bends a whole step to get the sound of this one. A whole step is 2 frets on the guitar. So if we bend from this one up to the sound of this one, we have the same note as that note. So that would be like this. Now, as you can see, it's a bit of a stretch if we're going to use our first and third finger, and is easier to do the higher up on the fretboard you are. So another place I like to do that in the key of A, which is where I am right here, is here. So here I was in pattern 1 of the pentatonic scale. So I was on those top two notes. And here I was in pattern 4. Right? So it takes a while to get it perfect, but you don't always want it perfect. It's cool to kind of create a bit of that dissonance, right? So you could kind of slowly work your way up to the match. Like that, right? And let's look at this one because it's easier. We've got 12th fret on the high E and 15th on the B. There's a couple big challenges. Challenge 1 is to not move this note when you bend this one. So the tendency is to want to bend both. So you have to keep this note down while you bend that one up. So you really got to keep that finger firm and get this separation between the two fingers. The second challenge is not muting the high E string with this finger. So a lot of times the issue is this, right? So you have to kind of keep your fingertips kind of straight in to start. Whereas a normal bend, I might kind of flatten out my fingers like that. With a unison bend, I've got to keep them kind of pointed straight in. Okay, then the third challenge is just getting them in tune. And that's where you just want to just slowly practice until they sound the same. Now, one thing you might want to listen for is a vibration. When two notes are really close but not quite in tune, you hear either a slow or a fast vibration. It gets slower as it gets closer, and then that vibration goes away. So see if you could hear wah, 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 that kind of wave. See right there, it's a really fast wave. It means I'm not in tune. See, that's flat and then in tune. So let's see when it starts to get in tune. So you just want to practice this slowly and do it over and over until you can really get it in tune. Now sometimes it's cool to go in and out of tune. Another thing that's really popular is to not play them together, but to go. You've definitely heard that before. Now if you do that, my recommendation is to have the tip of this finger act as a mute to when you let go of the second string, right? Because if it's too low, this is going to happen. You're going to get all that string noise, but if you keep it so that the tip of this string, when you release it, just falls into the tip of that finger, then so that works really well in pattern 4 and pattern 1. It's just harder in pattern 1 unless you do it up here. But depending on what kind of guitar you have, that might be a challenge. With the Strat, it's a little bit of a challenge because of this heel, but something to practice. All right, another place on the fretboard that's really cool to do this is on strings 2 and 3. And on 2 and 3, it's easier because let's say this is the note you want to bend up to. Instead of going 3 frets over, you just go 2 frets over. So also pattern 1, that's a really great place to do it. That's on fret 5 of string 2 and 7 of string 3. Another great place to do that is in pattern 3. So here I am on the 10th fret of the second string and the 12th fret of the third string. And that's the same sound as doing it right here. Same notes. All right, everybody, I hope this lesson was helpful. This is just another thing for you to experiment with in your improvisations, for you to try to get creative with. Keep on the lookout for hearing this in solos that you hear. As always, if you want to learn more about playing guitar, head over to guitartricks.com. Happy playing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.